Hey guys, anyone that's watching this, first off, what you're seeing here is Pokemon Showdown. Pokemon Showdown is a online competitive Pokemon battling simulator. I'm not very good at it, but whatever. What I want to show you today is some replays I have. I have 3 of them. These are NU, as it says right there. Let me say why this mic content is kind of laggy. Whenever I record, it really lowers my frames. It makes it stupidly difficult to play. That's why I want to upgrade my graphics card, because I'm using like a dinosaur one. I'm not too smart with PCs, but the one I'm using is a 550 Ti, I believe is what it's called. I'm sure you know how old that is. I know how old it is, and I'm not good. But nonetheless, let's get the replay started. Alright, I have a Munchlax lead. Wow, this is slow. It's fine. This Munchlax has leftovers with Thick Fat, max HP and attack, Metronome, Body Slam, Self-Destruct, and Power Up Punch. I'm sure you're thinking, what? Yeah, I was watching Pimp Night, and this was one of the funniest things I've seen. So he just goes into his Steel type to not so much, like, that took no damage, and it has leftovers. I wasn't sure what he was going to do, but I could just stay in and keep hitting him with fighting type moves. He goes ahead and Toxics me. I guess he doesn't have really anything to hit me with. He probably doesn't have a fighting type attack. At this point, I believe he swaps out. He goes into his, I don't even know what this thing is called. Oh no, he goes into his Wish Cast, my bad. Now, judging by this thing, I can tell it's just going to spam Earthquakes at me all game. But I have +3 attack, so I can pretty much insta-kill anything, and I go ahead and go for the Body Slam. He goes for the Dragon Dance and hoping that he can live something. He probably doesn't realize I have Body Slam. Bam! There's the first Pokemon out. Alright, so now I'm just kind of waiting. He goes ahead and goes into his Dragon type, whatever this thing is. I don't know, I'm not too good with Gen 5 and up. And it's gonna take me out with a superpower. I don't know why he didn't go into it earlier. He probably underestimated it because it's a Munchlax, but whatever. At this point, I can go into my Bigfoot Senpai, and since its defense is lowered and I'm Choice Scarfed, I can go ahead and just go for the Ice Punch. This is a max HP, max attack, Choice Scarfed, Thunder Punch, Fire Punch, Ice Punch, and Volt Switch. Electivire with the Electric Absorb ability. Alright, so I know I can't do jack to this thing, so I just go into my special wall. My Mantine, which is an Assault Vest, Water Absorb, Air Cutter, Ice Beam, Hydro Pump, and for some reason I gave it Earthquake. I don't know why, because this thing's physical attack stat is like 100. I kind of just wanted to scare it out and make it think like, oh no, he has some weird move I should be afraid of. But I was really just going for the Ice Beam. In the fear of it having Water Absorb, I didn't want to use Hydro Pump, but I go ahead and use Hydro Pump now, and I'm able to take this thing sub out. I still don't know if it has Water Absorb or not, so I'm kind of scared of using Hydro Pumps, so I go ahead and I swap out. I believe I go into my Weezing because I want to be able to set a burn on this thing, hit it with flamethrowers. This is a max HP, max defense, special attacking Weezing, Toxic Spikes. Let's see, Toxic Spikes, Flamethrower, Will-O-Wisp, and I gave it Venoshock for the Toxic Spikes, but that kind of counteracts with Will-O-Wisp, so I'm thinking I should change this Weezing. It's kind of iffy. But I'm able to take it out with a Flamethrower, so now this is a 5v4. I'm looking in a pretty good spot. His physical tank is down, so my Electivire can just go to town, except Quagsire still exists, so maybe not. He goes ahead and goes into his Hot Body, which I'm assuming is a special attack like all these things are, so I go into my Hardly Different, I believe. Yes. He's going to go ahead and hit me with a Psychic, and that's not going to do jack, but I don't have a way of healing unless he uses a water attack on me, so... Alright, I want to Did I go for the Hydro Pump? I was scared of if this Quagsire was Water Absorb or not, and it wasn't. I was like, what? I figured Water Absorb was most useful. Having immunity to one type, I think, is very good. I still don't have anything I can hit it with, so I go ahead and go to my air and hope to get off some grass moves. Well, it just goes for the recover, which is really irritating. This is a mixed attacker, Water Absorb, a lot of water immunity on my team. I believe I go for the energy ball, and it actually does a decent amount of damage. And then he goes for Dragon Dance, probably set up thinking I'm going to swap or something, but I just go ahead and go for the Foul Play, which is really good because that plus attack just really helped me. He goes ahead and goes to his Hot Body. I do have the Fire Berry on this thing, so I'm hoping I can live, but no. That was... Dude, it's Okaberry. Still died in one hit. I thought that was hilarious. I go ahead and go to my Hardly Different because I know there's nothing he can do to this guy except for toxic damage, and I get free damage in on this Quagsire. I'd have no way of dealing with this Quagsire whatsoever. So, what my strategy is I have to get down toxic spikes with my Weezing. That's my only hope. And I have to get down 2 of them for toxic, not poison. I miss a Hydro Pump. What a failure. And he goes ahead and hits me with Water Absorb. I'm assuming he didn't know I had it, which was sweet, so Hardly Different is back in the game, but he's taking lots of poison damage, so... I go ahead and get a crit with a Hydro Pump, bringing down to half HP. But I believe he just goes ahead and heals it off. So I know I'm losing this fight. I don't really need Hardly Different. I believe, if I wanted to, Magmortar I could, but I don't know, that thing, I can probably take it out. I go to my Milk and Cookies, which is kind of like my throwaway lead Pokemon. It has a lot of weird moves. It has like Trick and Fake Out and all that. It has a Choice Scarf on it, so now that was my way to solve this. Give it a Choice Scarf and get it stuck in one move. It's stuck into Earthquake, so I know I can go to Weezing or Mantine and just do whatever I want with this thing. So now I'm going to try to set up Toxic Spikes and hope I can kill it. He goes ahead and goes to his Magmortar, and I'm just going to U-turn out of there. Gets 60% on Magmortar, pretty good. It's free damage, can't complain. I go ahead and... Oh, no, I sent... I didn't. Oh, wait, you know what I did here? What did I do here? I wanted to see how much the Volt Switch did, because I figured I could outspeed, but I didn't. I didn't outspeed, so that was kind of bad on my half. I was hoping I could outspeed. I go into my Hardly Different just to kill it. What I really should have done was go into Weezing instead of the Toxic Spikes as soon as I could, which was a mistake on my half. He goes into his Quagmire, and he's just going to be able to take a Water Pump. Somewhat easy. That was a crit, and it only took out a third of his HP. Luckily, keep in mind, he's Choice Scarf now, so he can only do one move. And I missed again like an idiot, and he's just going to Choice Scarf himself into Recovers. I believe now is the point where I go into my Weezing. Because yes, I go into my Weezing. Finally, I should have done this earlier. He's going to swap out and will probably go back into his Hot Body. I still don't know what his bug type is a Butterfree thing. Pavilion, I believe is how you pronounce it. I'm not exactly sure. But it probably just has the default Quiver Dance. He misses a Fire Blast, which is great because Weezing is a physical defense, not a special defense thing. And I'm able to finally get my Toxic Spikes down, but I don't have a special tank to deal with it, so how am I going to survive with 3 pokes? He misses another Fire Blast. I'm like, I'm sorry, dude. Like, if I could pat you on the back, I could. Here's the Venus Shock just to get some damage in so I can kill this kid. And I'm sure this guy is raging. He finally hits a Fire Blast. Probably would have killed me before it left over his damage. I wasn't really paying attention, but I end up killing him, which is sweet. Now he's going to go into his Bug type because Methane is so weak. Shoutouts to Chuck Conroy. Probably my favorite YouTuber of all time. Should be your favorite too. Yeah, Butterfree version 2. Like, seriously, he puts me to sleep so he can start setting up Quiver Dances. Whatever. I have Flamethrower, so I know I can do tons of damage to this thing. Hopefully kill it, but these things like to carry Sash. Despite my, how pretty bad I am at competitive Pokemon, I still have my fair share of knowledge. I'm just not good at battling. I know a lot, I'm just not good. I wake up immediately and knock it down to its sash, but it doesn't really matter because it's going to put me to sleep again. Here comes the second sleep powder, and I'm just like... I believe he sets up another Quiver Dance, but I'm not too scared if Methane dies because I can just go into my Milk and Cookies and hit it with a Fake Out. Here I am again on my own, just sleeping, waiting for it to do something, or waiting for me to wake up and kill it. It's gonna hit me with a Hurricane, which isn't that the terrible direct? No, that's Twister I'm thinking of. This is a flying type move. And that's gonna knock me out. Special attack. I go into Milk and Cookies, get just an easy Fake Out on it, and that's gonna be that. Okay, I was terrified here. I have a full HP Quagmire, and I don't know what to do. He has, I know he has Bulldoze or Earthquake. I don't remember what he used. And my Electivire has nothing to deal with this kid. If I had some Grass types, I just do Knock Off just to get some damage in, because whatever. And he's gonna take me out with Earthquake. Now, my only hope was to get a crit with Ice Punch. That was my only hope. So, what happens? I'm so excited. I don't get it. That's too bad. I would have killed it if I got a crit, but whatever. We both played pretty well. Kudos to this guy. It was a very close game. Just gonna go ahead and open up the next battle. He leads with his Exeggutor, and I lead with Munchlax again because I love leading with this thing. It's the funnest thing ever. Everyone expects me to lead with Leopard. He goes ahead and sets up a Leech Seed on me because he assumes I'm pretty tanky, probably with Eviolite, but I'm setting up my power-up punches. Now I have times to attack. He's probably like, WTF is going on? And, I can't really stay in. I'm gonna die, so I just kill myself. And it's gonna be a 5v5. You did your job, Munchlax. I go ahead and go to Methane 2 is pretty much my, like, reserve Pokemon. I set down my Toxic Spikes because of last match, and I was terrified. My Weezing is already pretty low, which is kind of foolish on my half, but I got my Toxic Spikes up, which is sweet. I go into my Hardly Different, and I take this like a champ. Sheesh, the pizza. And he gets his Lantern. Now, this thing must have Volt Absorb and not Water Absorb because Illuminate is a terrible ability. He goes ahead and paralyzes me. For some reason, I have Earthquake, but it actually came in handy. He goes ahead and eats his Citrus Berry, which is really sad because I would have killed him here. And I should have swapped into Electivire. I don't know what I was smoking because that thing has the Absorb Electricity ability, but we both end up dying. So now it's a 4v4. I go into Milk and Cookies, it's my reserve. I go ahead and knock off whatever he has, which is a Citrus Berry, which is very nice, and I know I can go ahead and kill it with another knockoff. So I'm finally ahead in pokes, and we're not just dead even. But now I'm burned, which is really annoying. Luckily this MILF tank, is poison. I didn't notice I had a Chesto Berry, and that comes to bite me in the butt later. I go ahead and go to Methane 2 just for Death Fodder, but it doesn't even die, which is sweet. Good job, champ. I'm gonna go for a Venoshock, but now it does die, so whatever. But I go back into my Milk and Cookies so I can hit it with a Fake Out. I don't believe I've tricked anything yet. So I'm still stuck into doing Fake Outs, so I want to swap out so that way my turn isn't wasted. And it rests! Ah! But with another nice crit, I could have killed it in 3 turns probably. Or no, 4 turns. I go ahead and take out this Milk Tank. And he misses the Hurricane. Not like it would have mattered, because he's still going to die anyways. Both these pokes are weak to Electric, and I'm Choice Scarf, so I know I can outspeed everything. Despite me having no speed EVs, Max Attack is really helpful. Max Attack, Max HP. I go ahead and Thunder Punch this kid. He hits me with the Rock Slide. Maybe it would have killed me, but I have 2 pokes in reserve, so it wouldn't have mattered. And by maybe it would have killed me if he hit the Hurricane. I don't know why he smiled, he lost. Maybe he's just being a good sport. I wish I could be that good. Last battle. I'm choosing the battle that I think are the closest, which is, I think, is pretty cool. Oh wait, this is fast. I want normal. The first one was on slow. No wonder that battle went so fast. Puts a toxic on me. I go ahead and power up punch like usual. The Munchlax lead is the funnest thing of trying to avoid teams with ghost types. I get 2 power up punches, and this Cradilly is asinine because it keeps healing off me, and it's rock type, so I can't hit it with body slam or self-destruct. I'm like, piss, what do I do? Because I don't want to lose my stats. I believe I just go ahead and self-destruct and hope. Okay, no, I see body slam to see what it does, and it doesn't do anything, so I'm like, god dang it, man. I'm gonna die next turn. Oof, I say. So I just go ahead and self-destruct. It almost kills it, but I have a choice scarf Electivire to just come in and kill this kid. I believe I go ahead and, yeah, I go for the ice move. I went for the ice move just in case, whatever he would decide to go in. Now he goes into his Magmar. I'm like, I don't want to stay in Ice Punch, so I go into Hardly Different. He actually has Earthquake, Physical Magmortar. That's kind of strange. I go ahead and hit it with Hydro Pump, pretty good. I'm predicting the electric type attack, so I go into my Electivire. Finally should have done that last battle, but I still won, so who matters. I get my speed boost, and I'm gonna go ahead and go for the ice attack. Now, this guy, he does more damage than me. He must be Banded or Life Orb, and he has Life Orb, so that's why I'm not doing as much damage as the yellow Electivires in the hood. I go ahead and finish it off with a nice punch. Here comes in this Magmar. I'm like, oh, piss. I go back into my Hardly Different just to tank anything it gives me, and it hits me with a Will-O-Wisp, but it misses. I'm like, okay. Not that it would have made a difference. My only physical attacking stat is Earthquake, and I would not have used that. Now, he's predicting the Hydro Pump. I'm predicting the Ludicolo switch to take it, so I go for Air Cutter, which I think was really sweet. Air Cutter has a high crit chance. I was hoping for a crit, but whatever. I'm still going to be able to kill this thing. I'm not sure why this one killed it. As you can see, RNG. It's kind of gross. These things like to carry superpowers so they can raise their stats. I'm just going to go ahead and do with a Hydro Pump, do as much damage as I can because I'm in a pretty good spot. This is a 5v3. Make that a 4v3, but whatever. Now he's got like a 2/3 HP Malamar. I can do anything I want with this thing. I go ahead and get it with U-turn. Almost kill it! Ah! I'm going to Bigfoot Senpai because, but I actually live, surprisingly, so I'm going to go ahead and go for a, I believe, Vault Switch here? Yes. And that's Malamar out, so this is going to be a 4v2. I go back into Milk It Cookies just because I'm like, what's going on? And this was probably the, hang on, let me explain what I just did here. This is probably the coolest thing I just did. I hit it with a Choice Scarf because I want to lock it into move. If it hits me with a Fighting type move, I can just go into Wheezing to avoid everything. Hit me with the Psychic type move, I go into Air and avoid everything. That was probably the best play I made. Him getting stuck in Choice Scarf is just what I needed. He ended up giving me a Life Orb, but it didn't matter because Milk and Cookies died. Now I go into Bigfoot Senpai, my Electivire, just hit it with a Vault Switch for free damage as I go into my Poison type to take fighting hits like a champ. He can't really do anything. So I believe I either Will-O-Wisp him or set up Toxic Spikes. I was fearing the switch because my Will-O-Wisp would be useless, but I just went for it anyways because, like, what can Magmortar do to me? So he's just going to stay in, trying to do stuff, but he can't, so he's going to realize, well, this is ineffective, so he's going to swap out. He goes into his Magmar, and it's like, well, whatever. I used Toxic Spikes because I expected to stay in, because that's what he just kept doing. He kept hitting me with Drain Punches. Maybe he's hoping for a crit or something. I again dodged the Will-O-Wisp, which is weird, but not like it would have made a difference, just like with Lantern. And I'm hitting with the Venoshock. It has Fire Punch. It's a physical Magmar, like I said, so I knew Wheezing could take it like a champ. I hit it with Venoshock because that does more damage if you're poisoned. That was my strategy with the Toxic Spikes, but it's counteracts with Will-O-Wisp, but I'm not sure I should change this Wheezing. I'm just gonna keep hitting it, and this thing can take hits like a champ. It may be weak to a stab psychic move from a Gallade, but Wheezing still has great physical defense. Psychic Cut goes ahead and brings you down to half HP, but I know I can kill it first. I'm not going for Venoshock because I believe Psychic resisted, but this turn I'll be able to kill it with Burn Damage and Flamethrower. And that's gonna be that guy. I tried to choose the closest games. This game was pretty close. Electivire and Wheezing were pretty much dead. I didn't end up using Air. Whatever. And that's all the matches I have for you. Thanks for watching my video. I'm kind of sorry Smite is on a hiatus, I guess you could say, until I order a new graphics card. Yeah, I'll get $300 somehow. I got a new job, which is like exciting for me because I'm a teen. I work at a sub shop now. So, talk to you later. Probably upload more Pokemon. I really am a huge Pokemon fan. Probably one of my favorite game series. I didn't think much of it until very recently when I replayed Soul Silver and started watching a bunch of videos. Anyway, see you in my next video.